For a very long time, I struggled to grow my shoulders. But recently, I've been doing a couple of stuff and incorporating some stuff, exercises, protocols, and testing it on myself, doing tons of research, studying like a maniac in order to get wider shoulders and wide shoulders, which is my goal originally. But also, there were other key couple muscle groups, which it took me a very long time to figure out, but it would make me overall look way bigger with or without clothes. So, with that being said, some of the mistakes people make while trying to overall look bigger, get bigger shoulders, get bigger on overall muscle groups is volume. Now, what do I mean by this? Volume and frequency. Many people follow the classical 6 times a week, 5 times a week split by Arnold and a lot of steroid head bodybuilders, or people's entire personality being the gym. And they hammer multiple sets like a maniac, thinking it will get them bigger. However, put it this way, for example, Mike Mentzer, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, who went competing with literally against Arnold, he still looked pretty big. Literally. And he trained way less than Arnold. Comparing to Arnold, who would train 6 days a week, 7 days a week, literally like twice, 3, 4 times a day. Mike Mentzer, who trained like 2 or 4 hours a week, literally looked exactly identical, if not even better, in terms of physique. He looked better, he was way stronger, and overall, Mike Mentzer literally had a big physique. He was super muscular, right? Whilst comparing to Arnold and a lot of people who just try spamming volume. People try spamming volume. People do 100 sets a week. Overtraining. Even 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. That type of stuff is overtraining, right? And no wonder they don't grow as fast as they could be doing, right? It takes them years to progress. While people who train less, they're way more consistent. They don't burn out. They stay consistent, stay disciplined, stay motivated. They push hard after every single training session. They progress way faster in months compared to contrast of years. So if you want to actually gain muscle, the mistake is the volume and training frequency. Because if you're training 6 times a week as a natural, most likely you're going to stop progressing after a period of time. Yeah, you might get a good physique or whatever, a half-decent physique. But you're going to stay there. Same body weight, same strength, plateaus. And you're not going to progress at all. Which is why you must fix this. Fix it before it gets too late. Hold up a second. So if you actually want to gain muscle and train the most important muscles that will make you way bigger, with clothes or without, here are the muscles. The first one, which is probably by far number one on this list, which would be your lats. The lats being your back. Now when you train your back, and especially the lats, you overall make your frame a lot wider because you have a V-taper, which is the first thing. And overall, it makes your shoulders look a lot more capped. Like literal C's. And overall, you will look bigger with or without clothes because your overall back is a lot more bigger and more muscular and more defined. And more mass is there. Plus, it makes your waist look a lot smaller when you have big lats. The second muscle group, which would be shoulders. And not just any part of the shoulder, the mid and rear delt. The front delt lacks in a lot of people because... No, screw that. Sorry about that. Edit it out, bro. The side and rear delt is what lacks in most people. For most people, because they live very sedentary lifestyles and most of the stuff's everything's in front of them. Their front delt is overdeveloped. Even in lifters, most of them overdeveloped front delt. Yet they think spamming front raises is helping them. Literally. So focus on the mid and rear delt, which will tremendously boost how big you look. Now the next muscle group, which would be traps. The traps are the muscle right above your collarbone. So this muscle right here. It's like right next to your neck. And it's a pretty big muscle if you train it. Like, it's hard to show if you don't flex, but if you're flexing overall, it's pretty easy to show. Even if you're not flexing, if you have big traps, it tends to kind of just pop. Literally, if you're just punching forward, you could probably most likely see your traps a little bit, even if you haven't trained them. The next muscle group would have to be, without a doubt, arms. Now, why do I say this? Because if you have small arms, you look small. Literally, without a doubt, that's just common knowledge. Common knowledge, common sense. The next thing would probably be your upper chest. Because people see, when they first see you, they see this top portion. They first see this top portion of your body. Your neck, your face, your shoulders, and the upper area of your body first. First hand. And you need to overall train this muscle if you want to look bigger. Not to mention, it looks a lot more aesthetic. This is going to take a while. The next muscle group would be your neck. And there's a couple of muscles to the neck. There's the sternocleidomastoid, and there's many other muscles of the neck. Actually, there's probably only 3 or 4. Last I checked. But overall, when you train your neck, which it grows actually pretty easily and pretty quickly compared to a lot of other muscles, it looks a lot better when you don't have an absolute skinny neck. And there's a lot of benefits for having a big neck too. One, it prevents whiplash. Literally just dying because your brain is shaking back and forward, back and forward, back and forward like this. What's holding your head in place? Your neck. So if you train your neck, you will be more likely to survive an impact. More likely. Another benefit, you look big. You look big with or without clothes if you have a trained neck. another muscle, which would be your forearms. Your forearms are probably one of the only muscles you ever see when you have long sleeves on. You probably only see the forearms. So forearms, very, 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 very important to train overall if you want to look big as well. Now, in order to train these muscles, for shoulders, we want to be doing overhead presses, lateral raises, hip hugs, rear delt fly, which is perfectly fine, rows, and there are many, many, many other rear delt exercises. But the next thing, your lats. Now, when it comes to your lats, you can do pull-ups, rows, pendlay row, barbell back rows, barbell bent over rows. There's many, 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 many exercises you could use to grow your lats. But overall, the most important one are weighted pull-ups and pull-ups. These will give you the most muscle group for your back. Alright, for upper chest, you could do incline dumbbell presses or incline barbell presses. Either one will work fine, but you want to be switching around. Basically, just set the bench at an incline, maybe 30, 45 degrees. I don't want to sound like a nerd. 30, 45 degrees, and just start pressing the weight up. So set up the dumbbells and put the dumbbells on your legs, kick them up, and just be at this inclined angle. And all you do from here is you put the weight on your chest and you just press it up, and that's it. Literally. Like you're laying down and just pressing the weight up like this. That's how you do incline presses. Now, if you want to train your traps, it's very important to do exercises like the rack pull. The rack pull will give you tremendous trap growth. The muscle right here. It gives you tremendous growth. Not shrugs though. Shrugs. Overall. I tried them for a while and my traps barely grew. So do not use shrugs to grow your traps. Next up is your neck. Train your neck. Neck curls, really basic. Put a plate or weight on your forehead. Go on a bench or a chair somewhere on an edge. And then you just want to curl your head forward till your chin hits your chest or your collarbone. Arms. Really standard chin-ups, weighted chin-ups, curls, and that's practically about it. There's not really much else that's really worth it for arm growth other than dips. Dips are pretty good for overall arm growth, but it will overall target your triceps a lot more, which dips is really, really, really good for building arm size. So, dips, do them. Don't be an idiot. Now, if you want to grow your forearms, farmer carries. Do not do wrist curls. Most of the people who just did grip training for forearms have massive forearms. I'm living proof. I do not have the biggest forearms, but my forearms are not small, right? So, farmer carries. Farmer carries, dead hangs, and pull-ups. Overall, just avoiding using straps. Because overall, you just need to use your natural grip strength. Yeah, granted, you will start forming calluses right here on this part of your hand, but it's fine. Overall, also don't forget posture. Because if you have slunched over posture like this, you do not look big. You look small, you look weak, you look fragile, you have nerd neck, you have a small neck. So fix your posture. Fix your posture. It will also make you have overall better physique, more aesthetic physique, and your shoulders will look way better. Your muscles will overall look way better. Your back, all the muscles look better when you have good posture. So don't forget that. That's very important too. Fix your posture by doing Y and T races Basically, you grab cables, and hence the name Y and T raises, and you basically just do that. That's how you fix your posture. If you want to talk about self-improvement and overall just improving your life, first is in the description. Other than that, welcome to the Brotherhood.